the biggest challenge to having systemic change being a way of operation for more schools is this complete lack of a sense of agency that current system of school fosters in teachers, in individual schools, particularly low-income schools, that are seen as the objects of policy and the objects of initiatives and not the creative, generative sources of their own solution to their own problems. Systemic change requires that people within the system and trusted friends from without of the system, in the community, in the environment, come together and own the current performance and commit to doing what it takes to get performance where they want it, which includes, by the way, serious and complicated conversations about what optimal performance ought to be, because that's by no means a settled issue. The federal government has tried to sort of to chime in on that subject, but we need to have a lot more complicated conversation about what an educated person looks like and how do we build a school to hit that. I think we're making progress, but hit and miss. So this sense of agency that many schools and individual teachers and communities have forever lacked, I think, in regards to school, has a lot to do with our trust of experts and their ability to solve our problems for us. It's had a lot to do with the low status of teaching as a profession and the lack of trust that the American public is given. I was born in the 70s, which is sort of when trust of teachers sort of began to sort of dwindle, and now it's at an all-time low if you look at the Ed Week reports and those kind of things. So I mean, that needs to change. A school can't own its problems and have the ability to create new solutions to the complicated problems they have unless teachers believe that they, A, are worthy of doing it, B, can do it, and B, will have support once they've done it. And so fostering that sense of agency, I think, starts with small victories. And I think Charlie's worked on leveraging small victories to move a school closer to where it wants to go, which has the benefit of, well, just making things a little bit better for our kids and outcomes, but also building agency within a school and a broader community about we can solve our own problems. There was a principal in New Orleans leading a school the first year after Hurricane Katrina, and they had gotten their backpacks donated from a big backpack company and their school buses donated from somebody in Virginia, and they were a charity case the whole year, and by necessity, because they didn't have money to replace a lot of the stuff. It came to the end of that year, and a couple of celebrities had lined up to offer to pay for their graduation at a downtown theater or something, and the principal said, you know what, no, we can't have everybody doing this for us. We need to have it ourselves. So they had a raggedy school auditorium with ripped curtains, and they went in there and they cleaned up, the senior class took it as their project, and they took the curtains down, they slopped a little fresh paint on there and mopped the floor, and it didn't look like the downtown theater, but it was their building, it was their parents, it was in their neighborhood, and they owned what was happening there. And this small little sense of agency that grew out of that, I think, is a pretty powerful thing. And it's hard, it's something that's difficult to plan for, I think. Building agency requires educators on the ground sort of whispering to each other, yeah, you can do this, we can do this. And we don't give ourselves much opportunity to do that. But I think that's what wise leaders do.